I am not organized in any other aspects of my life, but I
It-
do try to be I try to be pretty organized when it comes to shit like this. So,
yeah, I'm not very organized myself, but I feel like it would just make your life a whole lot easier. And it helps you. I mean, I do feel like to be like, an entrepreneur, to have
yeah.
all these things that you want to do, it's really good to be organized. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been like a big procrastinator.
me
Like
too.
they say that that's how that people who are tend to not be it's not a laziness thing. It's
Yeah.
I need something to like drive me. You know what I mean? Like
Yes. I
I
know
need the
exactly what you're
pressure.
talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how I
Yeah.
am. Like
Because
I
some people
need
work
pressure.
better with that pressure.
Yes,
Right.
I have to have pressure or I feel like or I'll just keep putting it off. Like I just won't it won't seem important to me,
Right.
you know? So like in school, I was always that way. Like
Yeah.
anything, it was always like last minute, like whatever I got to do, I'm doing it the night before, maybe day of. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I've always been that way.
I was one of like the ADD kids in
Yeah.
class, which I feel like, I mean, I feel like everyone at some degree has some kind of ADD. Like
I
it's
think it's
when you're
just
a kid,
yeah.
especially, like you can't pay attention. Like it's just being a kid, and
Yeah.
eating all that
Yeah.
sugar that our parents gave us.
Whole fuck. I
So, I
yeah.
mean, was it really ADD? I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of it is I mean, obviously, there's a lot. Like, what kid wants to be in school? Like, what kid is like, God, I can't wait to go to school today. I
I feel
mean,
like I've done school for like half of my life, and I have no idea how.
yeah,
I don't know how I did it. I think it was
yeah,
my dad was a big influence on that part, for
yeah. See,
sure.
I did a like college. I enjoyed. Like, I was like, oh, this is nice. It's my
Yeah.
own pace. They don't really care if you don't do anything, which is
Mhm.
nice. Like,
Yeah.
like you could just fuck off, and they're just like, well, I mean, it's your money. I mean, who cares? Like, I like that. I don't do well with people like I don't do well with, like, coaches or coaching, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
having someone motivate
Someone's,
me.
like, telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not very outwardly motivatable. That's not a word, I
Okay.
don't think, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Well, I do feel like they call it, like, intrinsic motivation, like,
uh-huh,
like, extrinsic motivation. I feel like the
okay,
most powerful kind of motivation is intrinsic because it's like all these outside factors, they're not always gonna be there. So
right.
the most thing you can rely on is yourself because that's always gonna be there.
Is that how
So if you
you are?
always have that, then what was that?
Is that how you are, do you think?
I try to be. It's really hard. I mean, I say that, but it's just because I want to be like that,
Well, I
And
think you must be. I mean, you're always doing stuff, you've been around I mean, very successful, like, you
well,
wouldn't
I always just feel like I can do. I feel like everyone just feels this way about themselves. Like you can always just do more. You can always do better. Like I'm
yeah.
always trying to improve. Like I'm always looking for the next thing. Like it's
Yeah,
which is good, I think, because it's always like giving you something to challenge yourself.
yeah, yeah,
But I do feel like it's good to give yourself a pat on the back and notice when you're doing a good job because that
mhm,
matters, and how you talk
yeah,
to yourself really
yeah.
matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I gotta work on that. Boy, I do
Yeah.
not talk to
Those
myself in a great
affirmations,
way.
I'm telling you, they work and it's everything is how you talk to yourself.
I
Like
know.
you gotta be your biggest fan.
See, I'm my biggest critic. I
Yeah.
criticize the fuck out of myself.
And I also suffer from like imposter syndrome a little bit. Like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
like I'm so bad with that. Like, and I feel like a lot of other people struggle with this too. Like, same thing. Like,
Do you get it, like, whenever you meet certain people? Like, when you meet certain people, do you think like, "Ooh, I
no, I
should
just
not be
always
in."
no, not just certain people. It's like just anytime, like with myself. Like,
Oh.
whenever something's going really well, like I'm just like I try to like sabotage in a way. I'm just like, it's
Oh, man.
it's bad. Yeah.
There have been so many times where I thought about just deleting all of this shit and
Oh
just like,
yeah.
maybe I'll just go work at like Domino's or something. Like, like
Uh-huh.
I, I'm not good. I shouldn't be doing any of this bullshit.
Sometimes
Like,
you just miss the old days when they didn't have all this. Like I
yeah,
feel like I had like a normal childhood.
yeah, yeah,
Like meaning like not all this internet. Like I played outside with the kids in the
hmm
neighborhood. Like I did a lot of sports. I was very athletic.
yeah,
I went to all the good schools. I played all the sports. I joined all the clubs. I did it
yeah,
like the normal way, you know? So I feel like I don't know, because I feel like people are always expecting something like traumatic to have happened in my life, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
this is just the way I am. I think I'm just like a rebel. I do things that people
Yeah.
just don't that are not. I don't like things that are like popular, like mainstream. Like when something
Mhm.
becomes mainstream, I'm like that's kind of how I feel like porn has become very mainstream, and it's making me
Really?
not like it that much, you know,
Like
like.
mainstream how? Just
Like
in
everyone,
general?
meaning like everyone's doing it, and everyone and their mom is doing it. I feel like with the OnlyFans and everything, so it doesn't make you feel
Yeah.
very special doing it because it's like, wow, like everyone's doing that, you know?
Yeah, the OnlyFans thing is definitely a double-edged sword, it seems. I mean, obviously, I'm not in the industry at all, so I don't know exactly how it is, but it feels like there used to be kind of a thing where if you were in porn, like you were a porn star, and it had that like a mystique to it. And obviously, people would judge it, and there'd be people who were like, "Oh, think negatively to it," but it still had this like you were in this like a little group. But then OnlyFans is like, oh, now everyone's just
Right,
an OnlyFans girl. That's how they get looked at. They don't like get called like porn stars, stuff like that. It's like, well,
right.
no, you're not an OnlyFans girl. Like you do porn and you just have an OnlyFans. Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Because
yeah.
when I first started, I had an OnlyFans. Like that's how I
Mhm.
kind of started. Was just I had an OnlyFans because I kept getting fired from these jobs I had. Like I was in medical sales. My
Ah,
degree is in I have a bachelor of science in kinesiology.
mhm.
So I was trying to become an occupational therapist. I even went to get my master's degree for about a year and a half in Texas, McAllen, Texas, in the middle
Nice.
of no.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know where
everyone
McAllen
spoke
is.
Spanish. It was horrible. I
Yeah,
hated it.
yeah,
I hated
yeah.
every minute of that school, and I ended up not going through with it, like because I think I got like a B, or you can't get a B in class, like in some of the courses, because
Yeah,
it's your master's. It's like
right.
very serious. So I think I got like a B in home ec. It was so stupid.
How do you get a
Don't even
B in
ask me.
home ec?
I
Jesus.
did really good. I remember I made like dog bowls for my dog, like out of
Yeah.
wood. It was woodwork. That's what it was. Woodworking, not
Oh,
home ec. Woodwork.
okay.
Wood
Just gotta say, it is. I mean, hilarious that you've got to be in woodworking. Yeah,
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 right?
look at you now, like,
That's
plus,
hilarious.
an A plus now, Jesus.
Oh my God, right? I showed those teachers. Hmm.
Oh, they know, I'm
Oh,
sure.
they know now. The
Oh,
guy
yeah.
that I think flunked me, or the teacher, I wish I knew what he thought right now, like about me.
Uh,
Like I think it's just so funny, like how this whole thing,
yeah,
what I'm doing now is the complete opposite of,
yes, in a
yeah.
way. Same title, like, what
From
well,
medical to porn.
it is a hell of a jump, but
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a jump for anyone because, like, nobody's like that's not
Right.
usually someone's first career path, it's,
Right.
like you
Right.
I mean, I'm
What I
sure there's
think
a
had started, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, go
like
ahead.
what because I had started doing OnlyFans because I wanted to pay my rent. I didn't want to have to like it was really hard to get a job because I was in Houston. I wasn't like in my hometown.
Yeah.
So I'm from Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Have you ever been?
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's,
don't like it?
no, I'm from East Texas, so, like, kind of close to I'm
Oh,
pretty close
okay.
to Shreveport.
It's like
Um,
5 hours away. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so I'm, like, in less than an hour away from Shreveport, but I'm still in Texas, I'm on, like, that side,
Oh, I see.
and Shreveport is just, like
Shreveport
have
is not the same. Like,
yeah, it's like the beginning of Terminator, or actually, it's kind of like the end of Terminator as well. It's kind of both. Um, yeah, like, whenever you get, like, like, bullet casings, like, lodged in your shoe, that's never a good
oh
thing.
my God.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
have you been to like Mardi Gras? Like,
fuck
no.
no.
Okay, that's like
I've
the
been to
one
a
thing I
Mardi
say.
Gras.
Like, mhm.
Yeah. I've been to a Mardi Gras, but I didn't go to the one in New Orleans.
Oh, well, that's the one you gotta go to. Yeah. I mean,
You
I
know it's
always
not the
say
original? Isn't that weird?
no. What?
M
What do you mean it's
The
not the
original
word?
Mardi Gras is, in Mobile, Alabama.
What?
Yeah, like,
I've been
way
lied to
before
my
New
whole
Orleans.
life.
Yeah. I mean, New Orleans is obviously, like, the biggest one and most popular, but it actually started in,
I thought that it
Mobile.
originated like somewhere on Bourbon Street. Like,
No.
that's
No.
why we did
Isn't
that. Like with the beads and everything. Like,
mm-mm. No, I mean, it's obviously, there's more
I
French
need to do my research
Catholic.
on that. Now I need to know. Yeah.
Look, get to Google, and if don't
So
believe me, that's all right.
no, I believe you. No,
Nah,
I
nah.
don't know. You just assume. You assume that you know this because,
Well, yeah, I mean, if you grow up in a place where that's like
yeah.
such a huge thing, yeah, you would think like, why would it be huge here? Because there's Mardi Gras in like everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just really shitty ones.
Well,
But
the best one is in New Orleans, and I always say to everyone, you got to experience it once in your life. It's a party.
yeah,
It's so much fun, and yeah, it's just a good time.
I don't know. I just, you know, I just don't know if it's gonna work for me. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
you
maybe
got to try
someday.
it before you knock it, right?
Well, I've tried one of the smaller ones and already hated it. So then I was like, well, Jesus, there's no way I'm gonna like a bigger one. Like,
Right. No, that makes
yeah.
sense. But I mean, it's New Alabama, yeah, yeah,
Well, I mean,
Texas,
they're
yeah,
both shitholes, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. Hmm.
Alabama, New Orleans. I mean, no offense, but boy, that's a that place. Holy hell.
Have you
Yeah.
seen Waterboy? I've always thought it was so funny how they
Yeah.
like made us look. Yeah,
You mean the truth? Yeah.
yeah.
No, I know. It's
Great movie though.
like Cajun people that's an
Yeah,
interesting group of people. I'll
it
just say that.
is because
It's
they're always the nicest and like the warmest. I feel like they have good hearts.
yeah,
That's why I like New Orleans because it's like home, it's family. You just feel at home. Like it's authentic, real. I mean, you come out to Los Angeles,
yeah,
California, which is beautiful, and it's just like so different. It's such a different.
yeah. You don't want to be in a place that you don't want to be in a place where everybody's where there's no like just problems. I mean, LA has problems, but you need to be in a place where like the weather could kill you. Like
Yeah.
you got to be in a place like that. You got to be in a place where like, today is nice, but tomorrow my house could be underwater.
Oh,
Like
like where's that?
where New Orleans. What are you talking about?
Oh, you think that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Well, no,
guess
I
so.
mean, not just like, that, but I'm just saying like Texas, like we have like tornadoes and shit. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you need to be in a place where you're on alert, you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like you got to have some adversity in your life.
Yeah, I'm
LA,
honestly
there's what
surprised that
adversity.
Louisiana is not underwater right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the history of it's very fascinating. Like I'm a huge, obviously like history buff and like the history of
mhm.
Louisiana and all that shit's interesting. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just I don't know, not my kind of place, I think. I like gambling, so Shreveport's kind of my place,
Okay.
Like, I'm a
So you
big
like Vegas too then? You're a Vegas guy.
God, yeah.
Gosh.
Holy shit. Like, it's like I mean, I've never had a wet dream, which, to be honest, I don't think they're actually real.
Really?
Um, yeah, I mean, I always got told about that, like, whenever you start to hit puberty, like, they would give you talks about, like, if you ever have an accident at night, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "When the fuck is this supposed to happen?" I never had one, but I feel like if I had a wet dream and it came to life, it would be Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's my kind of place for a person with a little bit of, autism
Yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah. The
fell into a little
lights and then the sphere thing they have now. I so want to check that out. Go
me
see like
too.
what do they have like the movies they play and
Yeah, there's that it's like I think it's called Postcards from Earth, maybe. It's something like it's like a planet
oh
Earth,
yeah, yeah.
but then they have bands that do like a residency there, which I think right
Yeah,
now it's the
I like that
Eagles.
trippy one. Did you see that trippy like there's like a
Which
reel, there's some reel on Instagram that shows like this guy was like doing his trip like he was tripping like, you know,
Oh, I
on
think that was
shrooms like
yeah,
over this yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the Eagles one. It's during one of their songs. They have like
Okay.
it's feeling like
Yeah, yeah.
almost like a DMT trip or something.
That's what it was.
Yeah, which,
I
I
don't
hate that
know.
fucking band so much, so I'm
I
not
don't know about all that. That may be too much for me.
yeah. Yeah,
Rather
yeah,
be in the comfort of my home for those kinds of experiences.
I'm with you. I'm
And
terrified
around
of
people that
doing
I know, and
yeah.
there's a whole thing to it.
'Cause you know what's crazy is, like, the Grateful Dead just did, like, a residency there, and it's
Yeah.
naturally, like, you basically have to be on LSD to, like, get in, um, and I can't imagine a worse time than
Yeah.
being on LSD in that building surrounded by people I don't know.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Like, I'm not
Takes a certain kind of
despite
person, like
yeah, I mean, despite how I look, I actually don't do any kind of drugs,
Yeah.
which I know is
Oh, I
surprising to
don't
most
judge, you
people.
know. Mm. I don't.
What?
No, I'm
Like
just
what?
saying, like, I don't judge, like, whatever you do is whatever you do. Like,
No,
that's your
no.
point. Like, I'm in no position to judge myself. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I just I don't know. I'm like scared of drugs.
yeah,
Like
because it's kind of almost like, what are
dare
you
kind of
putting in your
work.
body? Like,
Yeah, and I don't yeah, that's a big one is I don't trust people.
I
And I
think
don't
people
trust
should
people
be
in general.
more like that because it's dangerous. Like, look what's happening. All these like celebrities are dying. Like, it's just sad. Like, even
Yeah.
people in my industry, like, especially,
There's been a lot. Yeah.
it's. I mean, I don't even like. It's a topic that I wish I could I want to cover it. Like, I wish I could do a whole YouTube channel on our industry because it's like there's so much misinformation going on out there.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like it's not true. Like, I know because I'm like in it. Like we have
Yeah.
to go over these forms. We got to fill out all this paperwork before we go over consent. So it's like the stuff people are saying online on the internet is just bullshit. Like, you just
Like
got.
so people saying that that it's like not consensual and stuff like that.
Yeah, like they're forcing us to do this. The
That's
environment for us is so
hilarious.
bad, and it's like we know what we're doing. Like whatever happens after that, and whoever complains or sues after, that's like on them. Like they knew what they
Right.
were doing. Like, I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how. See, this is the thing. I don't know when they started doing the consent because when I joined, which was like five years ago, I've been in the
Mhm.
industry. That's when I started 5 years ago. They've always done consent, so I don't know like when that
I think
just
that's been
started
a thing
happening.
for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
So because there've been a lot of cases where girls will sue and say like I didn't want to do any of this, I was raped on set, this and that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like you
Which
can't, once you do the consent, you can't say those kinds of things.
right. And that's I think people still hold on to like that era of the porn industry and think
Right.
that's how it is
The most
now.
negative part of it, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, because it probably was a little I mean, it was probably very sketchy back in the day. If I had to be, if I had to guess,
yeah,
I don't think it is anything like. I mean, hell, the NFL was sketchy back in the day compared to how
yeah,
it is now.
right,
People were like doing steroids and basically like killing each other, and now it's much more cleaned up. Like, it doesn't mean that there aren't still bad things that happen. Just like I'm sure in porn, you could probably still find
right.
people
That's
who
with
get taken
anything, with
advantage of.
any job, with anything
Anything,
you do. Right. There's
because
pros
that's
and
a
cons with
huge
anything. Yeah.
because that's a big thing that people will comment on these videos and just say crazy shit. And I
Oh,
usually
I've seen it all. It doesn't.
I know.
I've
And yeah, but a lot of it is like, oh, this person's so like she's so fucked up right now. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I was talking to her for like an hour and a half. Seemed pretty clear headed to me.
Yeah.
But people will just say that off of like a 10-second clip that they saw, like, but they just assume that anyone who's in porn is on drugs, which
Yeah.
is hilarious because yeah, some are, but guess what? So are some doctors. Actually, a lot of doctors,
Thank
a lot of
you.
teachers. Like I'd much rather a porn star be on drugs than my cardiologist.
Right. Like it's like at least like we know we are living up to our name. Shit. Like
Yeah, and I mean, you're not responsible. You are not responsible for anyone but yourself. Like
right.
you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like if you
Exactly. It's
wanted
my
to do the
life. Like if I want to
yes.
do it doing that. If I want to wear a costume for the rest of my life and pretend I'm Superwoman, then let me do it if that makes me happy. Why does that bother you? Why am I hurting anyone? I think as long as I'm not hurting anyone or putting anyone in harm's way, why does it matter?
Because people are jealous that you're able to have that attitude because they feel
Right.
like they can't. They feel like
I
they have
think
to
it's just
put on a
people are so
suit.
scared to do what they really want to do.
That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
people,
terrifying.
yes,
It's
people have
terrifying.
to. So many people have to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and put on a suit and go to a job that they hate, that pays
I've
them
been there
dog shit.
too. I've been there
Same
too.
for
I
sure.
hated it.
But whenever they see people like you
Yeah.
who like their job is, to most people they imagine very fun and get paid pretty well. Like you get this like, attention, like all these things, like you work for yourself, like they're just jealous of that
Mhm.
fact that,
Yeah.
damn, I can't do that because, I don't have the balls to like quit this cushy job that I have and go do something.
Right.
So, fuck them. But
I do also think that like being a porn star also is kind of like, well, it's superficial in the sense that like a lot of things you're doing is like for yourself. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like who are we helping really? That's what I ask myself sometimes.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, like sure, we're getting guys to bust their nuts all over the world. Great. That's beautiful. Love
That
that.
helps. Yeah. I mean, I'll speak from firsthand experience. It helps.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, in reality, it's like, well, what am I really doing here? How am I helping people? So it's like I'm trying to like see a way that I can do, like maybe I can do that, and maybe people will be less negative, Because I feel like,
Mhm.
I mean, regardless of whatever, I still want to help people, But
Yeah.
I feel like once you do that, and like your focus is mainly on like not necessarily looking good for the
Mhm.
camera and getting all those likes and views, but like helping the person and maybe like educating them, you know.
Yeah.
So I
Huh.
don't know. So maybe I may dab into that a little bit and like change my content, So
Well, yeah, because you could, I mean, you could do whatever content you fucking
right.
want. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have a boss telling you what kind of content you have to make. So,
No.
yeah, just,
But I
if
feel
you,
like it's always about like, oh, what niche are you doing? You gotta focus on your niche, be specific, and then
oh,
people
fuck
will,
that.
I've seen all the videos.
I mean, your niche is you. Like,
Yeah. Right.
once you make a
Yeah.
name for yourself, like you're not really in a niche. Like
Yeah.
I don't like I consider you being like a person that is like name recognized. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. Okay.
well, you are. I mean, like people, I'm sure a lot of people search your name. They don't just like
Yes.
stumble across you
Hmm.
because they're looking up a certain like category. Maybe in
Hmm.
the beginning they did because that's how people
Right.
find certain people, or
Yes.
especially people who are new. Like it's how you get. But I think like once you hit a certain point, it's like, oh no, I'm watching this person's stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah.
no, at this point, I would imagine you don't have to worry about like a niche and all that
Yeah.
stuff. You can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. You're right. I think I'm just thinking too much.
Yeah, I mean, I do the same thing. I
Yeah.
overthink
Overthinking it for.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I get in my own head a lot.
What's your sign? Are you a water sign?
I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm Sagittarius, so whatever the hell that
Oh,
means. I
really?
don't pay any attention to that bullshit. Do you believe
Yeah.
that stuff?
I don't know. I kind of do.
Oh
Like,
God.
I tell you what, I am not. It's well, maybe it's not true because I know Sagittarius men and I do not get along, not in the dating sense.
Well,
But this is not a dating sense, so you know what I mean. Like, you also got to
true.
understand context and what which it's in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So
like
yeah.
it's interesting to me because like I have like the time and stuff of when I was born on my certificate, and that all matters. Like, your risings
Uh-huh.
in Rio, this and that. And they have
Yeah.
like a whole app on it. And then yeah. I'm crazy. I'll be reading it, looking at
That's
relationships.
amazing.
And if someone is a sign that I don't like I will not date them. Like, I know it's crazy, but like it's been true. And I'm like,
I
why am I
mean,
gonna waste my time with someone that I know I'm just not compatible with?
I mean, look, I'm pretty fucking shallow when it comes to certain things, so I can't
Yeah.
really judge. Like, I'll not date someone if we have like just clashing like movie tastes.
Hmm.
Just because I don't want to
Wow.
watch shit that I don't like, and she's
Mhm.
not going to want to watch shit that she doesn't like. So
Right. Yeah, yeah,
movies
yeah.
are, yeah, but that's how it is. Yeah, I get that. I just have never bought into any kind of like astrology shit. I'm
Yeah.
very skeptical of like everything, which
Okay. It's okay.
good or I mean, it's good and bad, just like anything
Yeah.
else. Like you know, like I'm not religious, and obviously it's like none of my business how you feel, about that. But like I have always thought like it would be very cool to like if like Greek mythology was real. Like
Yeah.
that's the kind of religion I want to get into.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that I
Yeah.
like learning about that too in school.
Yeah.
I always
That
thought
was
it
always yeah,
was
always very fascinating to me. Like I didn't
hmm.
really give a shit about like, like the big three. I was like, give me the like, Zeus and Hades and shit like that. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to dabble into astrology a little bit.
Maybe it was real. I mean, where do they get these ideas and the stories from? That's what I'm wondering. Like, it came from somewhere.
It's a good point. I want to choose to believe that it's real.
Yeah.
Like I still wish I believed in Santa, and
Yeah.
it bothers me that I don't.
Yeah.
Like I wish no one told me.
I
You know what I
know.
mean?
Life was good though during those times. We used to feed the reindeer out in the front. We had reindeer food. I'm like, what did I eat? What was even in the bag that I was feeding the reindeer with? Like, I'm so
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, it was
But like, you
probably just
really
probably just like meow mix or something. It just you will go outside and there's a bunch of possums out front. And you're like,
like, I remember
uh-oh.
that as clear as day. Like, going out there with my brother and my mom, just sprinkling it in the front of the lawn. I'm like, what? Like, It's not
Yeah.
real, and we really thought that it was real.
How do you feel about the whole thing? Because now it's become, with like every generation of parents thinks they like have learned something new, and they have like this new age parenting bullshit. Which I'm not a parent, so I don't really have any business speaking on it. But whatever. Um, but like, there's a huge push to stop telling kids like the whole Santa thing because it like
No, I think
it.
it's fun.
Well, but so like their whole argument is that it immediately makes your kids, the second that they find out, they become completely distrusting of you as a parent. And so it becomes harder for them to like,
And I feel like it's not even gonna be you that's gonna tell them. It's probably be a student, a friend, like just
yeah,
someone's gonna ruin it for them. So
yeah.
it's not
That's how
really any
I
way you can
found out.
prevent, yeah, that from
Yeah.
happening. I don't
Yeah.
remember how I found out.
I
My
then
brother.
one of my older cousins told me and my brother about it. Yeah. And I was like, you son of a bitch. I haven't forgiven him still. Like, I mean, I haven't talked
Man,
to him since then. And I
I
was,
can't remember how I wish I remembered that. I should ask my mom.
yeah, but a lot of parents are like, I don't, or they don't want some like magical person taking the credit for them like using their money to buy gifts for kids, which is bullshit because as a kid, you don't have any kind of fucking respect for that. Like money
Yeah,
doesn't mean anything. Like you don't
right.
understand how money works. So like
Yeah,
even if my parents told me like I bought all these things for you, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, isn't
right,
that just what you're supposed to do? Like,
right.
yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
remember
don't know.
feelings like, like just feeling good around Christmas every year.
Yeah.
I think that's all that matters. Just to like make sure they feel good around Christmas. They get some presents. They don't have to be crazy.
Yeah.
But we were spoiled. I remember we got like a lot, and we got like bonus gifts. Like,
Bonus gifts.
yeah,
What
like it
those
was
bonus gifts?
like it would be like for me and my brother, like it was a soccer goal one year.
Uh-huh.
And then, just like big the finale. We call it the finale, the grand
Gotcha,
finale.
gotcha.
Sorry,
Okay,
that's what
so
we call
we
it.
did that too, like, it was always, like, save the best for last kinda
Yes.
thing. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was, like yeah, like, guitars and stuff like that, like, stuff
Yeah.
that, was, like, bigger stuff.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
those were the days. Man,
What's your
this
favorite
actually.
Christmas movie?
I want to say, Elf.
That's a great one. Then
Yeah.
say it. Yeah, that's a good
No,
one.
because I was just watching a show and she hated on that movie. I was watching Love Is Blind and the girl was
Ah,
like hating on the movie and I'm like, what's wrong with Elf? That's like the best. That's the
that's
best.
crazy. That
Yeah,
movie's
I
so
know.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's Christmas Vacation
Okay. Yeah.
or
That's
Home Alone. Home Alone's a fucking
Home
great one.
Alone. I know. I
Yeah.
liked the second one, Home Alone. It's my favorite. Was the new
Ooh.
was that's the
Yeah,
New
that's
York
Lost
one.
in New York. Yeah, is the
Yeah.
second one with the woman covered in bird shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Donald Trump was in that
he
too.
is in it.
Yeah, at the
Yeah, he
beginning.
steers them in the right direction. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
still
God.
around.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Home Alone. Yeah, I mean, in real life, that kid would have been shot in the head in about 30 seconds, but,
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Pesci would have not been fucking around. Like, yeah. But,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
such a good
amazing.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Are you more of a Halloween or Christmas person?
Crazy.
I like
So I just started getting into like horror movies. I've been watching a lot of horror movies. Like right
really?
now, my show is From. I don't know if you've seen From.
No, I haven't.
Oh my. Do you like horror movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I call myself a horror movie whore.
Same.
I don't know, like Hereditary was like some of like, that movie
Yeah.
right there just scared the crap out of me. And Midsommar, like that one
That's
was
one of my
another one.
favorites. Yeah.
Like those kind of weird, like, well, From is it's a show and I think it's on Prime and it's terrifying and like I love it.
Really?
It's just like I love it. I love the way it makes me feel like terrified every time.
I gotta watch it then. I don't watch a lot of shows. I'm more of just like a
Okay.
movie person.
Yeah,
So,
I feel you.
but
But
I will check it out for
yeah,
sure.
and it's got great ratings if you're one of those people that like to check the ratings, Rotten
Yeah, I
Tomatoes.
kind of do.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
It
like you
won't
would
steer
be
me away
so
from a movie.
skeptical.
Well, it won't steer me away from a movie because I'm like, oh, even if it does suck, I mean, what, an hour and a half, big deal. But a show, like, I need that thing to be good
The
because,
creators of Lost, I think it was the creators of Lost that
oh,
made.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely. What movie scared you the most as a kid?
Exorcist.
Yeah.
My God, like that girl's
Yeah.
face. I remember I saw a poster. I went to Spencer's. Remember Spencer's Gifts?
Oh
They
my
had
God.
they had this
Yes.
post. It haunted me in my dreams. I kid you not. Like I was
That's
just like,
so
this is terrifying. This is
that's so
terrifying.
fucking crazy. That exact same, I bet I'm thinking of the exact same poster.
Probably you're
I
gonna
used
have
to
to send me the picture that you think it
I'll
is.
find it. Yeah. So I went to, yeah, it was like just a close up of her face with like the eyes
Yes.
wide open. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I remember going into Spencer's and I'd look through the posters because there'd be like posters of like Carmen Electra and shit. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Um, but like then I remember seeing that Exorcist one and it just like hit
I'm
me
like, who
hard.
would put this in their room? I would never go in my room if that was in my room.
Crazy. And then they always had like the Chucky and Brada Chucky dolls in there, and they
My
always
God,
scared me. I
Chucky,
always
I
felt
know. Now I
like,
watch it and it's funny, but like
oh
back
yeah,
then,
yeah.
like yeah,
Well, the movies didn't really scare me that much. It was seeing the actual dolls in
yeah,
Spencer's where I just felt like when I walked by that their heads turned.
yeah. They
It
moved.
just, yeah, it just, yeah, that's a good one. I think for me, it was The Ring.
Oh my
The
God, that one
Ring got me.
too. That
Yeah.
one too. I forgot about that one. There's just so many good ones.
Have you ever
But
seen
yeah,
Lilo and Stitch?
yeah.
So that's the same girl. The
Wait,
voice of Lilo is the scary girl from
no,
The Ring.
I did not
And those
know.
movies came out like a month apart. So, like, she was doing the voice shit for, like, Lilo and Stitch and being the scary
How do
girl.
you like
Their
the?
name's Davy Chase. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, good for
Yeah,
her being able to separate or
amazing.
compartmentalize that.
Yeah. Yeah, The Ring got me. Signs got me.
Signs was yeah, that
I had
was
a
good.
big fear of, like, alien invasions, but the end of the world always kind of, like, was a thing that scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Right. Yeah.
Armageddon, that movie kinda
Yeah.
scared the hell out of me. It's not a horror
Right,
movie,
'cause
but
that could I mean, that could happen, like
yeah, definitely could happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But I've always been a huge fucking horror movie fan.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love, like, recommending horror movies to people. Like,
Yeah, same. I
would
wanted
you
to I was thinking about doing reviews myself and, like, especially since Halloween's coming up,
yeah,
just do a couple of movie reviews, and then if it does well, then just do horror movie reviews all the time.
you should. Do you know
Yeah.
August Sky, the porn star? August Sky?
It sounds familiar,
Yeah,
but
so, me and her, we, like, send each other, like, horror movie reviews, like,
okay.
like, recommendations
Oh,
all the time,
yeah,
like,
can I be
anytime.
included in this?
100%. Yeah, we'll start
Okay,
we'll start it.
so you
Yeah,
asked me Halloween or Christmas.
yeah,
So as of right now, Christmas, but that could definitely change.
yeah.
So because I've been
I'm
liking
with you.
Halloween a lot, yeah. Because I like the
Yeah,
costumes and stuff, because you can pretend to be whoever you want to be. So
yeah.
that's cool.
What are you gonna be this year?
Well, I have a couple costumes.
Oh, okay.
I have Dorothy because I
Wizard of
have
Oz?
yes,
Dorothy?
because
Okay.
I have this bike and it has a basket and my dog is just like Toto.
Okay,
She's a
gotcha.
Yorkie and she
Yeah,
loves sitting in the basket on the bike. And so I just want to like do
yeah,
a video of me like riding around,
that's amazing.
without, yeah, I think
Yeah,
it would be cute.
you know
Yeah.
that in that movie, the dog was paid more than Judy Garland?
No.
Yeah.
How much?
I mean, it was, nobody made a lot of money. That it was 1939, but I think the dog, if I'm not mistaken, was paid like 3,000 a week, and she was paid like 1,000 a week.
That's so funny.
Well, they also were pumping her full of cigarettes and diet
Yeah.
pills too when she was like,
Oh,
because she was like 13 in that movie or
oh, that's
14.
great.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah, yeah. There's
They didn't do anything then. Damn.
yeah, there's some wild shit about Wizard of Oz where you're just like, ugh,
Wow.
this is not good. But yeah, I don't even know I think the last time I dressed up for Halloween, I dressed up as Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
1994 Kurt Cobain. So
Okay,
like,
nice.
you know, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well, yeah, it got a little attention. I mean, I put,
And then I have the what's the girl's name from Incredibles, Mr. Incredibles, the
Miss
thick one,
Incredible, the mom.
the mom, the thick one,
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
stretchy, the flexible one.
Yeah, the mental image just hit my head, and
Yeah,
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 I'm gonna have to tell you, I need
that's
a
my
second here.
sexy one.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one.
it's a good one, right?
Yeah, I might do the same thing. We'll see who fills it out better.
I like to see that very much.
Oh, no, you don't. Trust me. I mean, despite, you may find this surprising, but I got a hell of a wagon on me.
Oh, is that
as
right?
the kids say. Yeah,
Oh, a wagon.
yeah, like a big,
Oh,
yeah, good old dump truck back there. That
whose is bigger? Probably yours right now, because I just lost like a bunch of weight, and my ass was some of that weight. So
look, you in your prime doesn't stand a chance. Just being honest. I mean, you could pack on 80 pounds tomorrow,
So
and I've
I
still
think
got
I
you beat.
actually measured myself when I was really big. I think it was like 47 or 48 inches.
Your
I was
ass was
Yeah, it was 48. It was pretty big for not
pretty
having
big.
any BBLs or anything, natural.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never have thought that, to be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, I believe you for sure, but like,
Oh,
yeah, I would have
you
guessed.
think you have a BBL?
I did. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, is that
A lot of people probably think that then. Because I don't really
yeah.
know. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
No,
Because that's
I'm sure
crazy.
if you took a poll, 99% of people would think you had a BBL.
Wow. Well, I
You
do
re
not.
well, yeah,
I'm
no, that's
all natural.
well, not all natural. I
With
mean,
one thing. Yeah, I am. I swear to God.
like everything.
There's one thing that's not natural. Can you guess what it is?
Well, I had 2 things in mind that,
Okay, what did you think that they were? I'm so curious. Okay,
the
this. Okay, interesting.
I'm wrong?
Wrong.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't know if people notice, but like every time I've like most of my like all of my scenes, like I look different in like every scene. Like my body
Yeah.
changes constantly. Like I've not gotten any work. You can tell like I just look different. Like my boobs look small in sometimes they look really big, sometimes they look smaller. Like you can just
Yeah.
tell like it's not even. Like because that's a woman's body, it changes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Really?
So
I
yeah,
was way
no,
off
it's
then.
actually on my face.
Nose?
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
Persian and I'm
Uh-huh.
Persian Italian. And I don't know if you know, but like a lot of Persians just we have big noses. It's just
Yeah.
in our DNA.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, like I think when I was like 25 or 26, I had gotten a nose job and he did such a good job. Like no one ever
Yeah, I know I would not
notices.
have guessed that. I mean,
Yeah.
you
But I
had
don't
to
mind telling
narrow it down
people,
to
because it's like, I'm proud of it.
yeah.
Fuck, like it looks great.
Yeah, I would never have thought that you had to
Hmm.
because a lot of times it is obvious. And like anytime you do stuff to your face, it can be real tricky because
Yeah.
yeah, it
Well,
can
it's
be
important to do it before you get in the industry because like everyone's gonna be
yeah.
able to tell. Like get all your stuff done before because people are gonna be like,
Well, that's true because I have no idea what you looked like beforehand.
right.
I
Oh
just know
God,
how you look
yeah,
now. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was still great then too. But I mean, yeah,
I
but
just had a really ethnic nose. Ethnic is a nice way of
no,
saying it.
I got you. I
And
like it. I have a huge thing for big noses
okay,
for whatever reason. I don't know what it
yeah.
is.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it's a preference. I feel like and I
Yeah.
could have kept it. You probably would have been able to tell I'm very Persian with it. Now it
Yeah.
probably just looked like a Latina. Everyone thinks I'm Latina or
Yeah, I that's kind
Spanish
of
or
that's sort of
yeah,
what I had guessed, but now it makes more sense for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that I mean, yeah, that's what I
But
would
yeah,
have
no,
thought.
no fake boobies, no fake booty. But yeah, it's really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like I went to the doctor a couple times to get
Uh,
lipo because I wanted to get lipo. Because
yeah, yeah.
you're around all these beautiful girls and they look perfect, and it's like, and there's
Yeah.
girls in the industry that like don't even need it and they get it because
Yeah.
that's just how it is. Like
Yeah.
you just feel like you need to get more stuff to feel good about yourself. It's
Yeah, but
just.
but I think porn also feels like a lot of people don't do that too. Like it's very like all encompassing. Like
Mhm.
no matter like race, size, height, it could be height, weight, whatever. Like there's everybody's included when it comes to
Mhm.
porn. Whereas
Yeah.
it really isn't for anything
I
else,
don't know though, because when I gained a lot of weight, like I must have gained like 30 pounds, 35 pounds, and I was
Yeah.
with an agent at the time, like I don't know, I felt kind of like secluded. Like I don't really
Really?
feel like the bigger community or like the BBW girls, I guess I
Mhm.
would call it, are very like I don't know. I felt like people didn't shoot me as much. I felt like wasn't getting invited to things like parties and stuff as much. I don't know. I just felt like I
Yeah.
was being like left out because I gained weight. And
Huh.
I know it's and then like I've lost a lot of weight and now people are coming around again. It's like, thanks a
Well,
lot. Everything's about looks in this industry. Damn.
well,
But I
I
mean,
mean,
that's what it is.
kind
That's
of,
what I'm
yeah.
starting to realize.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely about looks. I mean, for the most part, that's how somebody's gonna
But it's
find
like,
you,
but
and
I feel like it's also, I mean, if you're a good performer, like it should be about everything. Like it shouldn't just be about
yes,
that. Like, like I'm
yeah,
still a great performer. I'm still gonna like kill it in the scene, even though I may just jiggle a little bit more.
yeah, the jiggle's a
Which,
great
you know
thing.
what's interesting though?
Yeah,
The videos that I did do when I was on the heavier side, I may not have been booked as much, but my views like are much higher. Like I get more
yeah.
like action because there's just more to look at, I guess.
Well,
I
it's
don't know.
also what more people are into, whether they,
Yeah.
like, say they are or not.
Well,
Like,
wouldn't you think that that's what people are into though? Like someone that's thicker, they got more,
yeah,
like, like that's what you would
yeah.
think, but that's not how I felt when I was like that at all.
Well, maybe it isn't how you felt, but I mean, the numbers show that it is.
Right.
So,
But why weren't they booking me then? If the number, if,
'cause
like
I'm sure there's
I was supposed to get booked as
well,
much.
I'm sure there's still, like, that kind of inherent bias of, like, this is, like, the typical porn star look. Because even though, obviously you can look up, I mean, there's a million porn stars and they all look different, but there is still that, like, Jenna Jameson, like, this is what
Right.
a porn star looks like, or you know what I mean? And so I'm sure there's still people who, like, have that in the back of their head that, like, that's what we want,
Right.
even
Oh
though
yeah.
most
Trust
people
me.
would rather
I saw the comments when I was overweight. It was like they're so mean. Like it's like, oh my God,
Yeah,
like damn, like
yeah,
you can't even you really can't fuck with your body because everyone and their mom notices like one little thing. They notice
yeah,
everything, and they'll point it out, and it's just like, but that's part of the industry, and it's part
yeah,
of the job in a way, like. But
yeah,
I do like that because it's like it makes you like you have to be on point. You gotta always take care of yourself. Always
mhm,
gotta go to the gym. So I do like that in a sense, like it keeps you on your like you always gotta maintain that,
yeah.
and look good, which is
Well,
good to have. But
and you also have to kind of be more comfortable with yourself
oh
than the
yeah,
average person, because you're seeing yourself in positions that
oh yeah.
most people do not ever see themselves in.
Yeah.
Like, you
Oh
have
yeah.
to
This is why I don't
appreciate
watch
your
most of
body.
my this is why I don't watch most of my scenes. Like
You don't?
I can't. Like unless like a fan sends it
Yeah,
to me and they love this part and then like I know
yeah,
that that I'm not like embarrassed about it because it's like, ugh,
right.
sometimes it's like
Yeah, that's why I'm kinda curious, like, if you're able to watch it, because
I
like, I
mean,
hate
sometimes, well, it's like I used to watch it for fun, like, with me and my boyfriend, like, we'd watch my stuff together and have it on in the
yeah,
background, but I don't do it like all the time. It's not like I have it like,
yeah.
and
That's
ready.
gotta be
Yeah.
that's gotta be a hell of an experience, jeez.
Yeah, yeah. Talk
Yeah,
about narcissism, like, I
I
mean, shit.
mean, why not,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's
there. I
interesting.
mean, you did the work and you might as well have it. And
Yeah. See, I can't
yeah,
imagine because, like, I don't like the sound of my own voice, so I hate
me.
editing video. I mean, I like editing videos because
Oh,
it's
I
like a
hate it.
mindless thing. What, my voice? Yeah, I get
No, I hate
I
mine. I think everyone hates I think I really think everyone,
everyone does. Well, it's
yeah,
because you don't know what you sound like till you hear it, and you have this idea of how you sound, and when you hear it, you're like,
yeah,
"Well," it's like imposter syndrome in a way, because 'cause you're like, "Well, that's not what I sound like. I've been hearing
yeah.
myself for my whole life." But yeah, I fucking hate hearing the sound of my voice, but I've gotten used to it because I have to, like, edit all these,
But I don't know.
all this
Sometimes
shit.
in the shower, that echo makes your voice sound pretty magical.
Oh, I will belt it out in the fucking
That's
shower.
what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
always sound great in the shower.
What's your go-to shower song?
Mm,
Or, like, a couple, if you have, like, some that just, for some reason, pop into your head when you're in the shower.
for some reason, it's Shania Twain country, which I hate country.
Me too, but Shania Twain kicks ass.
Yeah.
There's no one on this planet that can honestly
No
tell you
one.
they
I've
don't like
never,
Shania
no,
Twain.
no.
Yeah,
I love her.
I'm with you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, where
Shania
is
Twain
she?
will she still tours, like, she looks
Oh,
fucking
she does. Okay.
great too.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
so hot. Yes.
Fuck yeah. Yeah,
She's
Shania
always
Twain.
like so hot. Yes.
Yeah, like, just a different kind of hot, than,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, there's something about that type of hot that's just holy
Mhm.
fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Madonna, early Madonna had that kinda
Oh
thing where
yeah.
it's like anyone who has so to me, like, what I think is, like, the most attractive thing in a person is whenever they, like, are very upfront about like their sexuality or
Mhm.
like their sexiness, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like Shania Twain, Madonna, and then it's probably why I enjoy talking to people who are in like the porn industries because like
Yeah.
that's part of the thing. Like I hate people who have, and I get why people do it, but have this like Puritan, like humble, like overly humble, like, oh, I don't see myself that way. It's like, how the fuck do you not see yourself that way? Like you're hot as shit. Like, how do you
Yeah.
not see yourself that way? Because I am what I am, probably like a 5.5 to 6, but I feel pretty good about myself. Like I don't
Yeah.
worry about shit like that. So I'm like, how does someone who is like obviously like a 9, 10, how
You know,
you worry about this shit?
most of it, I feel like it should be like how you like. I feel like it's confidence. Like I like
Yeah.
to like I don't really. I mean, yeah, looks does play a part. Like you should be attracted to them in a way, but like confidence is just like it goes so
Yeah.
it takes you so far. Like
Yes. But
and
that's
being
what I'm saying.
funny and being
Yeah.
funny.
Well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like Marilyn Monroe said, you can make a girl laugh, you can make her do anything.
Amen. Look what happened to her. But anyways,
Oh shit.
I know. I mean, if you happen to make John F. Kennedy laugh, well,
Oh
you
yeah.
might end up in the wrong side of history. But anyways,
No, her whole story is so sad. Like
yeah, it's super sad. Like
it's like we love her. She's
it's
so
really
loved
sad.
and an icon. Is that how we treat our icons? You know, like
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
so
Look at Michael Jackson, Elvis.
right.
Well, I was gonna say John Lennon, but he was a massive piece of shit. Um,
Jeez.
but like, yeah, of course it is. I mean, yeah, I mean, look at like Bob Marley. Like that motherfucker's just like a t-shirt now, you know? Like, but that dude was like talking about like freeing the world and shit. And now
Yeah.
he's just like a person that you see on college kids t-shirts who smoke weed. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happens to people over time. Like,
Yeah.
they get dumbed down to, you know,
Can I ask you like this is like a deep, serious question, but like,
of
what do
course.
you want to is there something like a goal in life that you want to accomplish at the end of this? Like what's your mission? If you have like a
Hmm.
mission in life, I know it's like a
No, that's a great question.
yeah.
No
Okay.
would be the answer.
Mhm.
I mean, not like a specific mission. I want to talk to interesting people
Mhm.
and yeah, just kind of like because I do this and then I do like the little history reels, like separate but not separate. I like being able to like give people information that they don't know. Like say like, oh, I bet you didn't know this like crazy fucking story
Right.
about this actor or whatever. I like being able to do that. But then I like this. Like I like talking to you. I like talking to the people I've gotten to talk to where it's like, any other way, like we never would have talked to each other.
Right. Right.
Like we never would have met each other in any other way other than this, most likely.
Exactly. Right.
But it's cool to be able to get to do that. And I've got to talk to
Yeah.
people who, I've become like friends with and
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just a naturally curious person.
Yeah.
So I selfishly do this to like feed that curiosity.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
You
Well,
could
what
be
about
helping
you?
someone else in the process. You know, I asked you that because I'm always trying to like figure that out myself. But all I know is that I want to be in like the business of like making people feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't know, like I've always been like that. I like to please people in that, people pleaser thing.
Yeah.
So, you should do what you're good at. And I think if I just stay in that area and also try to help people while I do that, then I should do well, you
I
know?
think you're kind of already doing it.
But I
I
want
think
to
you're
do
doing
more.
it.
I want to do
Well, yeah.
more.
Right.
But
Right.
do more than what I've been doing. I kind of want to like shift it a little bit,
Yeah.
you know? We'll see.
I mean, there's zero reason why you couldn't.
Hmm.
I mean, other than getting in your own way, which is the hardest part. Like, you know, like I've said this quite a bit, but like life tends to work out perfectly fine if you just stay out of your own way.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
mean,
the hard
that's
part.
it's the hard part, I know, but like, otherwise,
Yeah.
like, if you get fired from a job, it seems like the end of the world. Yet you end up most times in a better job that you never would have looked for because you had already had this job. So you weren't even looking for something, but you got fired, seemed like a horrible thing. And now it led you to this thing that's even better. But if you
Right,
stay
and
out of
I
your own
feel
way,
like
it's,
that is kinda how I feel right now because it's
yeah,
leading me in the right direction. Because I can't think of myself doing anything else other than what I'm doing right now. Like,
right.
I can't like I said, I can't see myself, doing a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. job or whatever, I don't wanna do the office jobs. I did it. It was just like,
Yeah.
I could not ever see my I don't think I'm helpful to anyone in that position either, you know? Because if
Yeah.
you don't like your
Yeah.
job, I mean, how are you gonna be helpful to people, you know?
Yeah, I have never liked a job that I've had, except I
Yeah.
worked in a movie theater, and it was the greatest. That was the greatest job I've ever had. I loved it.
You was
I
in
mean,
the
it paid like
theater?
minimum wage. It was dog shit, but I got to watch movies all the time, and I worked with
That's
people who love
awesome.
movies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, if it didn't pay minimum wage, I'd still be doing it. Like it
Right.
was, yeah, but like I
Nowadays, you
don't
can just
consider.
do movie reviews online and probably get paid
I
way more for yeah.
I know, yeah,
We're so lucky
which
to have that, like that opportunity to do
very
those kinds of things. So now is the
yes.
time to do it.
Exactly. So you don't wanna go back to being an occupational therapist? You don't
Oh,
wanna go back and
absolutely
do
not.
that?
Hell
Boy,
no.
I'll tell you
Hell no.
what, I would tear my MCL in a heartbeat. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd do I don't know if you ever saw Misery, but, with
I don't
James
think
Caan,
so.
Kathy Bates put this block of wood in between his feet and then cracks his ass with a sledgehammer to break his ankles. Might have to find me a Kathy Bates, and I'm saying, yeah, I will hobble in there, be like,
Oh
"Hey,
my
take
god.
care of me for
That's a
6 weeks."
scary one. That's a scary one. Misery.
I mean, it is it's a Stephen King book that they turned into a
Okay.
movie, and, I mean, scary, kinda. It's good. It's like a good, like, thriller. Um, yeah, it's a great movie, actually. Yeah,
Huh.
you would like
I'll
it.
check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
looking for new movies. Yeah.
Oh, I'll start recommending your movies, like,
Oh
anytime,
yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
something
Great.
comes up, because yeah, 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 I love doing that, and I'm just curious to know, like, how people like a certain movie compared to how I
Mhm.
like it.
Well,
So I
speaking of that, I need to ask
yeah,
something because I'm like really disappointed in this movie I just saw. Like,
okay,
I just saw Joker 2 in theaters, and I'm just like,
okay,
what the fuck, you know?
okay, please, because I haven't gone to see it, and I had no plans on seeing it, because I really don't care about, like, superhero movies and shit or comic book movies, but this one is different, and I
Well,
love
let
the
me ask
first
you
one.
this: do you
Yeah,
like musicals?
hate them, hate,
You'll hate
hate.
it. It's a
Exactly.
musical. It's a musical.
Which I knew it was, though. Like, I knew it was gonna be a musical, because like,
I
even
didn't
in
know
the
that it was. Where was I didn't get the
really?
memo.
Well, the
Yeah.
trailer kind of shows it being like
Well,
a musical.
I mean, I thought that was just like the style, like, you know.
Well, okay, so I do think that so from what I've heard, and you can tell me, like, if it's right or not. I mean, it's like a legitimate musical with, like, full dance and song
Well,
numbers throughout the movie. Is
it's
that
just
right?
it's like every time they ask them like a question, then they'll go into a thing. It's not like full on, like not everyone's dancing. It's just mainly Lady Gaga and the
Joaquin
Joker.
Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like it was all about Lady Gaga. Like I feel like she was
Yeah.
like directing it too. Like she was sitting there like this is how it needs to be. I feel like it was all
Yeah,
Lady
yeah,
Gaga.
yeah.
And that's
Uh,
where I feel like it's like, come on, man. Like, why'd y'all let her touch this? Like, I mean, I think she's a great actress. I think she's a wonderful performer. She's very
yeah.
talented. But like, that was not. I don't think it was good for this movie at all. And I was just really
Yeah.
disappointed.
See,
Really
but seeing
disappointed.
how angry people have gotten about it has made me
Because
kinda
they've
wanna go
ruined
see
it.
it.
Like they could have made
I
it
know.
wonderful. And I don't even want to know how much they spent on the budget. Like it looked like really
A
expensive.
lot. Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, it probably cost who knows how fucking much to get Lady Gaga in this thing. Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, I'm firmly on the stance, which I think most people are, stop making sequels. Like, make a movie and leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason to make a second one of these. If it's not leading into something else, then why would you even make a second one? Why not just leave it as that one movie? Because that movie is great. The first one
Yeah, it
is
was.
so good. Like, gave me a full panic attack when I was watching it, which was not
Which
great,
is
but
right, but I mean,
yeah.
it's yeah.
But that's, shows like
It
how powerful
it
the movie
affected
is.
you. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And yeah, so I was pretty disappointed when I even heard that there was a second one.
Yeah, I wouldn't
And
even bother
then
seeing it in theaters. Like, don't
yeah.
waste your money.
Yeah, I might wait and just stream it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That might be the better thing to do, because then I
I
could just turn
agree.
it off halfway and be like, "Fuck this." Yeah, but
Mhm.
I hate musicals. I fucking hate them. But actually, we're talking about Wizard of Oz. I do like some of those. Like if it's like the old, old, old
But,
music is.
but I feel like it was such a different time too. It just
Exactly.
worked. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. It just this didn't work.
Because I don't like I hate Grease. I fucking hate that movie. I don't know if you ever watched
Grease.
Grease with John Travolta.
Grease. Oh, Grease. They said
Yeah.
Grease. Yeah, no. Oh, I love
I
Grease.
hate that fucking thing. That shit
They made us
sucks.
do plays in school, so I feel like that made me like it and stuff, And
Yeah, that's
yeah, I liked
understandable.
it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it.
See, I hate it. I hate the Sound of Music and fucking West Side. I don't
Sound of
like
Music is a little annoying, but not
Yes, the
still
songs
not as
suck.
bad as this movie, man. Ugh.
Damn. So I have
I
a few
really do.
random questions that I
Yeah.
always usually end things with a little rapid fire. I mean, you don't have to go through a fast and answer however the fuck you want.
Okay.
Childhood celebrity crush.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
JTT. That's the
Yeah.
first time. So I asked that question. I mean, some of these questions I ask every time, but whatever. No one's ever said Jonathan Taylor
That's
Thomas.
he
Isn't
was
that
Lion
weird?
King. Hello, he was
He
the
was Baby Simba.
childhood. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of
Wild
my friends.
America. That was a great movie.
Yeah,
I'll Be Home for Christmas. Wasn't he in that?
I think he was in the Huckleberry Finn
He
thing.
was in the Huckleberry
Yeah, yeah,
Finn.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a great. I mean, yeah, JTT. That's a good one.
JTT. Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
that answer. That was a good one.
yeah. Carmen Electra for me
Oh
always.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's if you could film a scene with any celebrity, who would it be? Like now.
Mhm. It's like who I want to say.
Okay.
I don't know. That's such a good question because I feel like it's like a lot of people, but it's like I want to say Kim, but it's like Kim's like kind of boring.
Kim Kardashian?
Yeah,
Nah, you could probably do better than that.
yeah, I can do way better than that.
Yeah,
Maybe like Doja Cat, someone crazy.
that's a good
I
one.
like Doja Cat. I think she's like so weird,
Yeah, she's
but
got to be
she's just like
so much
what's going
fun.
like I've like some of these clips I see. I'm like, is this real? Like what? Like
Yeah,
is she really do? She is. She doesn't care, and I like that
that's
about. I like that she
that's a good
doesn't
one.
care. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Oh, damn, that might be mine too. Actually, now that you
Yeah,
think about
and
it,
then she performed at AVN, and she looked I wasn't there for that one, but
uh,
I saw it, like,
I've seen
I watched
the.
the yeah, she looked
Yeah,
so hot, like, I was like, "Wow," like, I loved her outfit, it looked really good,
yeah,
so
she's insanely good looking. Like,
mhm.
yeah. Okay, if you could go back in time, say like I don't know, 70s, 80s, like who'd you film a scene with?
So, is that was Marilyn's time?
No, Marilyn Monroe's 50s. I mean,
Okay,
she died in 1962, so I guess
okay.
centuries too, but
I don't know
gotcha.
good with the years, but
Or just think like, like older movies like Grease-ish or, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like I'm just saying, like go back in time, like in their prime, anyone. Doesn't have to be the 70s, like specifically, but
hmm.
like do you go Pam Anderson in her prime?
Oh,
Because that's a good one.
that is a good one.
Or I know like Selma Hayek, I would still say kind of is in her
Oh
prime.
my gosh. Okay, Salma Hayek, Dead of the Dead of Dawn.
From
And
Dusk Till
when she's
Dawn.
but that's till dawn. Oh my
Oh
god,
my god.
that's the one.
That's
Thank you. That's what it is.
yeah, that's whenever
That
I
scene, yeah.
stopped. That's whenever my childhood ended. Is whenever I saw that. I remember I remember
Okay.
being like 8 or 9 years old and watching that movie.
I
And
mean, see,
seeing
yeah, it
that
turned
scene and
you
was
into a man really quick.
oh yeah, like my voice dropped an octave. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, yeah.
That's
Oh, her walking
okay.
around with like a snake, and I was like,
And I watched that recently too, and I'm just like, oh, she looks so good, and she still looks so
she is
good.
so fucking hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Selma Hayek could be a good one.
But I
What
will
was
say,
your?
like, my favorite actress
Uh-huh.
though is probably like Scarlett Johansson. Like, she's really
She'd be
good.
a good one too. Have you ever
Yeah.
watched Under the Skin?
I haven't. So I see that. I think
Yeah,
no, you know what? I saw
it's
that
pretty
in a
hot.
on a list to watch.
Yeah, Under the
Like weird
Skins.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
She does something with like men. Like she's like
she kills them. I mean,
she kills.
she's like an alien who kills dudes. It's like
I'm like, oh,
Species, kind of.
okay, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, she's Scarlett Johansson.
Have you ever seen Mysterious Skin?
Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes, he's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
too. Oh my gosh, that was such an interesting movie. I watched that on edibles and it was like so
That
crazy.
movie's fucking
Yeah.
wild. Yeah. Yeah, dated someone, like, whenever I was in high school who was always showed me movies like that. I was like, "Why the fuck are you showing me
I know,
these
I like
movies?"
that kind of
But I
stuff. That's
like
kind
them,
of fun.
yeah.
Yeah, I like those weird ones. It makes you think and you have to pay attention to it and yeah.
Yeah, I always liked weird, like, kinda indie movies. Like 13, I don't know if you ever watched that, but it was, Evan Rachel Wood, who actually would be pretty high
Oh,
up on
yes,
my
that was
list.
such a good this and the girl
Oh,
from Twilight.
Nikki Reed. Yeah,
Yes,
so Nikki
yes.
Reed, like, wrote the movie. She wrote that movie,
Oh
and
my
it's
god.
based on her life.
No
So
way.
Evan Rachel Wood's character is playing Nikki Reed. Like, or Evan
Oh,
Rachel
that's
Wood is
right. I think I
playing
knew
Nikki Reed.
that.
It's like
Yeah,
a
that's such a
weird
good
thing.
movie. I watched that
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Oh, I always thought Evan Rachel Wood was so hot in that movie
Yeah,
whenever I
didn't
was a
she?
little
She was with
kid.
Marilyn Manson.
She was, and then
I
that
always
kind
thought
of
about. I'm like, that is such an interesting couple.
yeah, Manson pulled some. I mean, he was, banging Jenna Jameson for a while, and
Yeah, he's
yeah.
got some. He's got something going on that we don't know about.
Yeah, well, I think we know about it now, unfortunately. Yeah. What was your favorite band or musician, like, growing up
Oh
as a
my gosh,
kid?
like the used and at the
Really?
drive-in, I was an emo
The
chick. So like,
Used,
yeah,
The Taste of Ink, that was I loved
yes.
that album
And
whenever I
Taking
was a
Back
kid.
Sunday was really
Take Me
emo. So I
Sundays,
love
yeah.
them. Yeah,
Or, AFI.
AFI.
AFI was a good
The
one.
one,
Yeah, I
yeah.
used to listen to yeah, I was kind
Even
of
Green Day, like all those people, like yeah, I was into
yeah.
like even like the under like during MySpace times, like I was like very under like I was into like the underground screamo, like
Yeah. Like,
uh
Asking Alexandria and stuff like that, or is that maybe too
I didn't
late?
know that. Maybe they
Okay,
were
okay.
too under
It might
it
have
was
been
from
later.
the March of Flames, I think was Fear of the March of Flames, something
Uh-huh.
like that. That was the name of them. Nobody it was
Gotcha.
nobody, yeah.
Yeah. There was a bunch of
I
bands like that were, like, Hot Topic bands. You would see their shirts all the time, like, "I wrestled a bear once," and, like, shit like that,
Exactly.
where you're
That's what
like,
I liked. I
"Who the
loved Hot
okay.
Topic. I got my lips pierced. I had snake bites. I had my nipples pierced. I had my neck pierced.
Jesus.
Yes.
My god." Let me tell
Good
you, that
times.
that was 100% my type growing up.
Hmm.
Oh, boy. And, of course, like, growing up in, like, East Texas, there was not a lot of people looking like
Yeah.
that. So every
Not
time
many
you saw
people like for
someone
me either. Like, and I went
wow,
to like an all girls Catholic school. So like that was
Jesus.
totally not cool. And like I remember when they found MySpace, like our principal, she was like a nun and she was like, if anyone has a MySpace, they're getting suspended immediately. I got so scared I deleted my account like that. Like
Damn.
I regret it though.
Mm.
I miss having my MySpace. Like I was like a top
I
friend. I was like top 5 friend. Like 'cause that's how like early I got it before anyone got it. And
yeah.
Tom even answered my message.
I was gonna say he has I messaged him one time too, and he replied back, and I
Yeah,
felt
well,
so
I needed
fucking
help with
cool.
something and he helped me. And I'm like,
Yes.
dude, yeah. But
Dude, I
you
miss
know,
that guy.
I know. I
Like,
saw him on
yeah,
he's on Instagram and like I sent him a message, but he didn't see
that's
it. But
sad.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get
I
him next
don't
time.
I don't like that he's on Instagram. I don't like that. He need he needs
You
to
don't
put
belong here. What are you doing?
no, I know, like, what are you doing, bud? Like,
Yeah.
you can't be doing that.
His
But yeah, he was,
picture. He's like, whatever
yes,
he's doing.
MySpace
He's
was
like,
the best. That's amazing. Yeah, damn, that was a good one. What do you think is the most annoying accent?
the most annoying accent.
Yeah. And then also, what's the sexiest accent to you?
I think like when a girl's like Australian, I think it's hot. Like
Yeah,
my
Margot.
friend Savannah Bond is Australian
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Angela White is Australian. Like I don't
Yes.
know, like when they open their mouth, they're just sexier because of their accent.
I
I feel
100% agree. No,
yeah.
yeah, Australian women are like yeah, that's a
Sometimes I wish I had that accent. I'm like, because like if I had any accent, it would be like a southern accent, and I feel like those are the most annoying accents.
I'm with you 100%. I
Like, let's
didn't
go over there and hunt some deer. What do you think about that? Like, that's just
that's pretty good.
thanks.
Yeah.
I've had
I don't
plenty practice.
yeah, it was yeah, it's a little Forrest Gump, but, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah, I don't like it either. I tried getting rid of mine, like, at a young age, and apparently, I guess I still have it to
A
a
little
certain
bit, but I
extent.
don't think it's like I think it's good though. It's
Alright, I'll take that
strong.
then.
Like
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I hated it. I remember hearing my voice for the first time and hearing like how fucking country I sounded. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I got to do something about this now.
Yeah, whenever I went out of
Yeah.
town, people said I sounded country, and I'm like, "You sound
Yeah.
country." Like,
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. But I
what
think
about you? What do you think?
so most annoying, I'm kind of with you. I think Southern accent, but I also think the Boston accent's pretty rough too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Like the Mark Wahlberg kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's true. I forgot
not a
about that one.
fan.
That's a
I
good one.
mean, a North Dakota one's pretty rough too, like or like
Yeah,
Minnesota, like
like
one of those.
Fargo
Yeah, far.
accent.
Fuck
Oh, I
me, that.
know.
Yeah. But sexiest, I think Australian is
Yeah,
actually Australian or British. I mean, which is kind of
British. I
similar.
like British too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Mel B from the Spice Girls.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know what it is because that accent's actually like not attractive to 99% of people. To me, I don't know, it does something. Or like Victoria, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's her Begum. Yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And
Sexy.
then of course, like an Eastern European's always hot, or even like or
Yeah.
like South America. Actually, damn near any accent. I have a thing for accents.
I like accents because I was gonna say like what accent's annoying, but the only thing I could think of was the southern one, and yeah, the Boston one is. I would still probably think it's cute though because it's like different. Like
I think when women have it, it's actually kind of attractive in some ways
yeah,
because you like don't expect. Like,
right.
you see someone from Boston, it's like, a girl from Boston, she's, like, super hot or whatever, and then she starts talking, you're like, "Jesus, that's how you sound? Oh my god." Like, this is not the voice I was expected to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Oh, so growing up, like young,
Yeah.
my
Like
Rugrats.
oh, okay.
Like,
Gotcha.
like that's all. Like I feel like that was always on. Like when I was a kid. Like
So what about,
every.
like, preteen, like, those years? Like, a show that you found that it just, like so for me, I was a massive fan, which I feel very weird admitting this, but, Laguna Beach.
Okay.
I fucking
Yeah.
was obsessed with that show. Kristen Cavallari
Probably
actually
Jersey
might be
Shore.
my
Speaking
childhood.
to probably Jersey Shore. I liked Jersey
Oh,
Shore.
Jersey Shore's fucking amazing. Do you
I
watch
know.
Jersey Shore Family Vacation?
I
The
don't watch
newer
the
one?
one now. No, I don't.
Oh,
It's
you gotta watch
good.
the it's way better.
Really?
Way better. Yeah, because their problems are like adults' problems. Like, they're
Right.
going to like prison and
I
shit.
didn't even know it was still like like where does it play on? I don't even
It's on
know.
MTV. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can go back
Okay.
and watch. There are more seasons of it than there are of the original Jersey Shore now.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
been on for a while, and it is they're a little less annoying because 'cause they're not as, like, young
I
and
think
douchey.
Vinny, I think I follow Vinny and I follow each other on Twitter.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
follows like a bunch of us, I think.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
interesting because it's like you'll see like a pattern like with some of these like celebrity guys. Like it's like
Yeah.
usually they're discreet and they don't follow you, but like some of them do, and it's like the same. It's around this. It's like the same kind of girls.
Yeah,
If you go look
yeah.
at their following list,
Oh,
funny.
I'm sure mine is. Yeah, mine's probably filled.
Yeah,
Yeah, which, I mean, what I don't give a fuck, but yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Pauly D was always my favorite. I always thought
yeah, the
Pauly D was so
DJ.
fucking
Yeah,
cool. Yeah. Yeah,
cabs are
yeah.
here. Cabs are here.
T-shirt time. T-shirt
Yeah.
time was the best.
They have so
Oh,
many good, just good like little inside jokes. It's like
yeah,
the fist
"Where's the
pump will
beach?"
never, yeah,
Yeah,
the fist pump, and then
GTL.
yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
grenades, like calling people grenades that'll never die. Do you have a guilty pleasure TV show like that you watch now?
Oh my gosh, they had probably Dexter and Breaking Bad.
That's not really a guilty pleasure. I mean, those are
I
like
watched. I
popular
mean,
shows.
I'll rewatch them. Like
Oh, that's kind of yeah. I mean,
it's weird.
to
So
sit
I
around
probably
rewatching
watched
Dexter is kind of
Dexter.
wild.
I rewatched Dexter like 3 times, but then I just saw the new one, and I'm really mad about the. Did you see the
I've heard
new?
no, I didn't
It's on
really get
Showtime, and
into
like
it.
I'm so pissed off at the ending that like I'm so upset with the whole. They made me hate. They're making me hate Dexter because of the way they ended it. The new
There's
one,
like a theory that they do that kind of shit on purpose because it gets more traction, like online traction, than if it has a good
really.
ending. Yeah, so it
Well, now I
in
don't want to
turn gets
watch
more
anything
viewers.
that they
I
put.
know.
Well, actually, it's a lie because I'm kind of like if they do come out with another season, I need to know what happens.
That's part
That's
of
what
it
they're
too.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, mine is Real Housewives of
Okay.
Beverly Hills.
Okay.
I am obsessed with those fucking women. They
Oh,
are
okay.
I mean, just the wildest shit. And you're like, you guys are doing this shit on TV? Like, this is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. Like, your husbands are like funneling, millions of dollars, and you're just like getting drunk on champagne, calling each other like, a bitch and stuff. And you're like, like this
Yeah,
is,
those are fun to watch. I'm not gonna
oh,
lie.
that's
If you like,
amazing.
oh well, Love Is Blind, I guess in that sense. Right now,
Yeah.
I've been watching Love Is Blind, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've been,
I think it's. I don't think it's a lot of it. It's not like bad drama. I feel like it's good. It's like relationship, like stuff that you would question, like in real life. It's not like
yeah.
they're not getting drunk, and I feel
Right.
like Nick Lachey and his wife, I forget her name, but they've been together for a long
Uh,
time.
oh, fuck. What is her
I
name?
don't know. She did a lot. She's like,
She's like real famous
yeah,
too,
she was
right?
on she does MTV
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
yeah,
Chris, no,
Vanessa.
Vanessa Manillo, because I used
Yeah,
to think it was like Milano, like Alyssa Milano, who
yeah,
also a
yeah,
childhood celebrity crush too.
yeah.
But
She's hot too.
yeah, yeah, Vanessa Manillo, that's her name.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So they
yeah.
like both run it and they're, all about
Oh, I
love,
didn't know that.
relationships. And if you're not about that, then they like kick you off. They're very serious about like their craft. Like you're there to
Yeah,
find love and that's it. There's no other.
I like that. I'll
Yeah.
have to
But there
give that
has
one a
been some
shot then.
people that are on there and they're like bullshitting and they don't really want to be there, but they always
Yeah,
like call them out and it's always interesting and it's
yeah.
drama.
Would you
So,
ever go on a show like that?
um, yeah, I probably
Well, you're
would.
not single though
No, I'm
now, right?
not. But I
Okay,
but I
but
would
well,
I would.
if
We
you,
got
yeah,
asked to be on a show. My boyfriend and I, we got asked to be on like some show. But
what
I didn't like
show?
the whole they wanted me to make up way too much stuff.
Mm,
I
That's
don't like
no,
that. I'm like more of
no.
like I like to be like real. Like I'm not gonna be no, you
What
know.
show was it? Do you remember?
Um
Or like what
well,
kind? Was it like a dating show or like a real? I
it was
mean,
just like about you're in a relationship and it's like just like it's supposed to be like a secret. Like you're hiding a secret from your significant other.
oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
I know. And like all the stuff that I said, like they kept coming back to me like, "Oh, that's really good." But then she'd come back later and say, "No, we need something more like this." Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It got kind of like it was just bothering me because she kept saying yes and then changing their mind. So I was like, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
But
No,
I mean, I
that's
would if like if it was the right, kind of content they're showing and, the right message, then yeah, I'll do it. But
yeah. See, I watch a lot of like those baking shows, like Halloween baking shows and Christmas baking shows,
okay. Did you
and
see the
really
one? Is
just
it cake? Is it
oh,
cake one?
that's
I
such a good.
love that
So I
one.
watch all those and then I just judge the hell out of people. Like I'm
Yeah.
sitting over here and I can barely make a fucking bowl of
Right.
cereal. And then there's these people making this like amazing shit, but then like something like goes wrong and I'm sitting there just like, oh, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, nice fucking Fuyatine, you dumbass. Like just
Hmm.
like shitting on these people who were like amazing. Which is, I mean, I did the same thing when the Olympics was on. I was like, laughing at people who
I've
couldn't do a triple backflip. Meanwhile, I can't get out of bed without snapping my fucking patella in half. But yeah.
I've also been into like kind of like crime documentaries and stuff.
Oh,
Like, I mean,
oh
just
yeah.
Monsters that just came out, and then the Mendez
Hmm.
Brothers, like the real one, the trial just came out today. Actually, like I don't
Yeah.
know, just I just find it interesting that these things have already they've happened, and it's
Mhm.
just they're crazy stories. It's like you would have never thought, but like
Oh,
that's the kind of
yeah.
shit that happens.
I
It
watch
really
a
does.
lot of those. Have you ever seen Paradise Lost?
No, I haven't seen that
Oh,
one.
that's a one that you
Is
got
that
to
on
put on your list.
Netflix?
It's on HBO, sorry, like Max.
Okay,
Which Max is way better than
I have
Netflix
Max
anyways.
actually.
Okay,
I
perfect.
do.
Yeah, so they made 3 of them. Are you good on time? I feel like I'm taking up
No,
way too
you're
much time. Okay,
good.
okay.
No,
So
I'm around because
no,
ADD.
you're good. Yeah, yeah. So there's 3 of them. So it's about these 3 kids. They were called like the West Memphis 3. And it was these 3 kids who were like really into like heavy metal music in like 1993 in Arkansas. So like
Mhm.
small podunk ass town in Arkansas. Well, these 3 Boy Scouts ended up getting murdered and the town immediately blamed it on these teenagers because they were into like heavy metal and
Yeah.
arrested them. And they were on fucking like death row for a long time. So HBO did a documentary in like 1996 about it. Cause even back then they were like, this doesn't seem right. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't like, there's no evidence that these kids did it. They just got picked because they were weird. And like all the people in like Metallica, Eddie Vedder, like all these people started like trying to get attention to it and nothing happened. Then they made another one in 2000 and then they made another one in 2012 or 2014, like just
Right.
follow-ups and they are so good.
Yeah.
Like yeah, you would. It's frustrating, like
Yeah.
super frustrating, but it's so good. Like
Okay.
it's all Metallica music is like the score and everything. It's
Mm,
yeah, you got to
I love
check those out.
Metallica. Metallica's yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I would like to go to their. I'm not really big on concerts, but if I would go to
Yeah,
one, that would be one. Because
they're
I
number
just know
one
they
on my
bring on.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're number one on my list of bands to see that I
yeah.
haven't seen. I'm going to see Creed next month, and
Oh,
I'm
I was gonna ask
overly
you, who have
excited.
you seen? Like,
The best concert I've ever been to was Rolling Stones.
okay,
So
nice.
yeah, I took my mom to see the Rolling Stones a couple of years ago, and it
That's
was pretty
awesome.
fucking awesome. But
Okay.
Smashing Pumpkins would be up there. Like I've seen
Mhm.
them twice, and
I
they're
saw
fucking
them. Yeah, I think I saw
incredible.
them at Jazz Fest, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. They're amazing. I saw them once by themselves and once with Marilyn Manson. And with Marilyn Manson, it was
Ooh, I bet you that
not
was. It was what?
well. It was Marilyn Manson kind of you know, drugged out of his mind and
Oh, I thought he
super
would put on a good
overweight.
show
Well,
though.
I mean, he used to, and apparently now he's like completely clean, lost a bunch of weight, and puts on an amazing show. But I saw him in the, yeah, the like Elvis at the end. That's kind
Yeah.
of how it felt. Like he was like real
Oh,
sweaty, real puffy, and you're just like, God damn, this is sad. Came out on the stilts, did the stilts thing, but the stilts were only like 6 inches tall because he's like so drunk and like out of it. And you're like, holy fuck, this isn't good. But yeah, and like Corn, I saw Corn. They were
oh
fucking
yeah, I love
amazing.
corn.
Yeah, like I saw like a lot of like metal show, or like Avenged Sevenfold and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh
like
yeah, I
that.
like them too.
Cannibal Corpse, which is a
I don't
pretty.
know them.
No, I mean I wouldn't think,
I know
but
everyone else but them.
yeah. Oh, I saw Ice T Body Count. Ice T's band is the worst
Oh,
shit I've ever seen in my life.
really? I didn't know
It
he
was
had
so
that.
bad. Yeah, he has a metal band, or I mean, it's had that band since like the early '90s. It's called
Yeah.
Body Count, and yeah, and it was there, and it was boy, it was rough. What's like the best concert you've seen? I know you haven't been to a lot, but
Probably Lil Wayne. I was like fifth row, and it was at the UNO.
uh,
Yeah, arena, and
that's
it
a
was
good
just
one.
amazing. I mean, I love Lil Wayne. Like, I'm such a huge fan of him. And being from New
Oh yeah,
Orleans,
yeah,
this is
of course.
too. Yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a connection
Juvenile
there.
and all those guys. Yeah.
Don't even get me started on the whole freaking Super Bowl thing that people are talking about. Like, can we
Oh,
just
that's
people don't get it. Like if you're from New Orleans, you get it because it's like it would have like had a lot of like it would have been great if he performed Little Wayne for Super
yeah,
Bowl.
but I
I
mean,
know he's not, but I'm telling you, he would have put on a great performance for this because of the significance of it. Like because it's New Orleans,
yeah,
like he
but
would have done. I feel like he was looking forward to that. And that's probably why he was so upset because
they do that all the time because they did the same thing for when it was in San Francisco a couple of years ago. Like everybody was saying, like Metallica should do it. Like Metallica has plenty of songs. They're an amazing live band. They're from the Bay Area, and they picked Lady Gaga instead. And so Metallica did like a free show across the street. Like it
oh,
was basically like fuck the Super Bowl, like blah blah blah.
that's
And
nice.
then a couple of years ago in Atlanta, it was gonna they were everybody was trying to make it like a Outcast, Ludacris, like all the Atlanta rappers, like Goody Mob, it was fucking Adam Levine, with his nipples out, which is just odd, very weird for some reason.
Yeah,
And like Big Boy from Outcast came out for like a second, but so
yeah.
they always do that. Like they don't care if people are from that place. Like Kendrick Lamar I mean, he's a great performer too, and probably do great, but the
I'm
Super
not a
Bowl
big fan
halftime shows
of
will be a
him.
dog.
It's just I'm not a big fan of him, I guess. And it's like
Yeah,
it's shot in the leg. It's like damn,
yeah. Those
yeah.
Super Bowl halftime shows have been
But I
dog
mean, I
shit
guess
for
it's
a
kind of
long
good because
time.
I would have probably had to force myself to find tickets for the Super Bowl too because I probably would have wanted to go to that really bad.
Yeah, and good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. So
Jesus.
maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
Yes, a blessing in the skies, 100%. And the
Yeah.
last question, what's a game show you think you do best on?
The game show I would do best on.
Yeah. Like I go Jeopardy for me.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'd probably do good on Wheel of Fortune. Those sons of bitches are some of the dumbest people on the planet.
I feel like it would probably be something just like competitive like physically like one of those like roadhouse
Oh,
like probably
Roadhouse.
something yeah competitive like that like
Like Amazing Race.
yeah something like that
Amazing
'cause,
Race would be a good
yeah
one.
yeah
If you and another porn star went on Amazing Race, it'd be the greatest fucking thing
yeah well
ever
just
on
to
TV.
try to convince someone to go with me I'm down
I'm sure It would be easy to do. It would be harder to convince CBS to have you have you on there. But
They need to just give us a chance and stop censoring us. Like, just
oh yeah,
let it flow, let it happen. Like people, like I feel like they just put sex in this box, like and you can't go near it. You know, it's just so
yeah,
taboo. It's so like, but the problem that's the problem. Like you're making it that way.
I
If you're
know.
open and about it, you're not gonna make people feel shame, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
There is the shame that people feel.
It's what's so incredible about the US being that way, about how you
Right,
can't
we're
show
like the only
nudity on
the US is the only people like that. Like in
right.
Europe, it's like, well, it's great. It's
Yeah,
not as bad. Yeah.
even like England, like the UK, like they show nudity on TV. But
Right.
like in the US, we won't show nudity on TV, but we'll show people getting like their fucking heads blown off in, in
Exactly.
the
How is
Middle
that
East. It's
okay?
like,
I know.
yeah,
Thank
trust me, I
you.
was much more scarred watching a million videos of 9/11 than I was, seeing a nipple.
So there's
Like,
something I feel like there's just something else going on. Like maybe that's why like they're just profiting off of it some other kind of way and they
well,
don't want people to who knows? I don't
well,
know. But
there's also a big like there's a lot of, lobbying against like female expression, like nudity
and
and
it's
things like
religion too. Like
it's a huge part of it is like the religious right being like, I don't want my kids seeing this, but please show me another school shooting video. Like,
right.
all right. Like, I don't know. I think Johnny might be a little better off seeing, a tit or two,
You know a
you know,
movie that I saw that I think about often, like because how they did it, like The Girl Next Door.
the
Um,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, I love that movie as a
Yeah,
kid.
it's such a good movie, and
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that before before I did this, and I feel like
Yeah.
it kind of like it made me want to go into it in a little bit, like
Yeah.
just the way that they portrayed it, you know. And I don't know, I like how they turned it into something like educational. Like I always wonder, like if we did that in real life, like
Yeah.
how would we take that today, you know?
That's interesting. That movie actually, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but that movie does present the porn industry like, I mean, obviously they amp things up for like dramatic
Right for
effect,
me,
but
yeah.
they do like feels like a pretty good job of like showing that world and like giving it like a grounded feeling
Hmm.
of like this is how this world, can be. This is how like relationships are in this world, like for some people. Like it's
Hmm.
yeah. I yeah, I
Did
always
you see that movie that came out? It was called Pleasure, and they portray the porn industry in Hollywood. Yeah.
no.
Okay. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
because a lot of people are in that movie. Pleasure. It's called Pleasure.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen it, but yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah. My agent's in it too, and it's like a lot of people are in it. I'm not in it, but because
Yeah.
I was new, I was too new to be in it. But yeah.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha. Yeah,
yeah, they portray it pretty well.
that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah. Because it often is not
It's not. Yeah.
portrayed too well. But yeah, that's amazing. Well, look, this has been a fucking blast. I have
Yeah,
had a
I
great
had
time
so much
talking to
fun.
you.
I love to talk, so
Good.
anytime.
Same. No, absolutely. So before we go ahead, plug, promote wherever people can find you.
Mhm.
Any social media you want to plug, anything.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it's Mona Azar is my Instagram, and my TikTok is Mona Azar is bizarre, I believe. Yes, and then my what else do I have? Twitter, yes. My Twitter is real Mona Azar. God, I have so many different names, I swear. Should just do it's hard to have just one name and it all be the same,
I
I
know.
swear.
I know.
Um
It's a
yeah,
pain
and I
in
do
the
not have a
ass.
website yet, but that will be coming soon.
Gotcha.
And also I have a YouTube channel. It's Mona Azar TV, and that's gonna be up and running really soon. I'm gonna have a lot of good stuff on there too. So
Oh yeah.
and am I allowed to can I say my OnlyFans?
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Okay.
give a fuck.
Okay.
Do whatever
Link
you
in the
want.
bio.
I mean, I know like
Yeah.
they get
Okay. Yep.
sensory, but I don't give a fuck. I mean,
Okay.
this is gonna be side note, automatically demonetized because we mentioned that you were in porn. So
Oh,
which
okay.
I already know
You
ahead
can't
of
like
time and don't care.
you can't like mute it out, like
I
put like
mean,
a
I
dolphin noise
can.
or something.
Yeah, I can, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Like, I'd
Okay.
rather
Yeah, that's
be
up to you.
demonetized and then just have it as is. I
I'm
mean,
already demonetized, so it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I already know ahead of time. So I just, yeah.
Well, okay, I'll just say it anyway. My OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Mona Azar VIP. That's for the VIP section. But if
Mm.
you don't have the funds at the moment and you still want to follow me on OnlyFans, I do have a free page as well. It's onlyfans.com/Mona Azar free.